Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent, teaching instructor with IRS. I'm going to talk to you today about tax debt forgiveness and the most important thing about it. It's called The Offer and Compromise. I wrote a book about exposing the secrets about IRS tax settlements. I'm one of the nation's experts in IRS tax resolutions, and I want to just tell you why most offers in compromise are not accepted by the government. I worked them at the IRS. I used to accept them, deny them, blah, 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 blah. So there's so many tax relief companies that run scams. And it's really because salesmen who work for these bigger firms take cases in, you really don't even have a shot of IRS actually accepting the offer because they don't fit the mold, or they're not even close to being accepted by IRS. The salesman wants to make money. They want to process cases through. And these are usually the big box firms. I call them big box. You see them advertising. They spend at least $250,000 a month in advertising on radio, TV. You see all the ads you pick up. You think you're speaking to a professional, but you're not. That's my wife. You're actually going ahead and speaking to a professional. Sometimes they may even lie to you. It's in our book, but you have to be really careful. And I always tell people, always, if you're not sure, ask to Zoom that person. Sometimes you'll see them sitting, in a big phone room. You don't know where, but that person should be able to explain your offer and compromise to your tax debt settlement and how it works. The number one mistake people make is they trust their case to the wrong person. And those are people who don't even know enough about the offer and compromise. First of all, many of them aren't even allowed to talk to IRS. Unless you're a former agent, attorney, or CPA, or enrolled agent, you can't even talk to the IRS. Second, they don't know the formula that well. Third, they only work them for the money. And fourth, if you get them on the phone, they can't even explain the formula to them. So to go ahead and take some of the element of who should represent you, you should want to speak to that person face to face and let them explain the offer and compromise. Offers are expensive because offers and compromise will save you thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars, given that case to the right person. So most people give them to the wrong person, and then many don't understand the formula. The IRS formula drives your offer and compromise. The two things that IRS is going to look at mostly on the offer and compromise is going to be what are the value of your assets and what is the value of your income and expenses. Those two things IRS is going to drill down on. So if the person that you are hiring doesn't drill down on those two things, that's a sure sign that they don't know what they're talking. If they're telling you they can abate penalties and interest as well and come up with some settlement based on a percentage, that's another sign that it's going to be a disaster and you're going to lose your money. The best thing I can always tell you, I close, don't get ripped off. Be really careful. I'm a former IRS agent. I've worked thousands of IRS cases. Give me a subscription. Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate it.